All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we are actually live on the air. We got a legendary hip hop individual right here on the line. We got Strike Money, also known as Lyckety-Splyt of the 2002 motion picture movie 8 Mile. We got him right here on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing great. What's going on, Canada? How y'all feeling out there?
Hey man, doing as best we can possibly be down here, man. I know you probably saw the news and whatnot, so we definitely are. It's definitely a wonderful time to be Canadian right now. Let's just put it at that.
I know, man. Hey, listen, man. I didn't know that the government does what they do for like the artists out there in Canada. It's like they give up grants and money and stuff for people to be artists out there. I just found this out.
Yeah, I gotta say, here in Canada, they do some phenomenal things, but they also do some shitty things as well. I think they do the good things to try and cover up the bad stuff, if that makes sense.
That's everywhere we go, man.
But I gotta say first and foremost, man, before we dive into this broadcast, I gotta say first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening, man. I've been a big fan. I grew up listening to your music. I grew up loving the movie 8 Miles. So, from me to you, man, just thank you so much for giving us a bit of your time, man. It's truly an honor.
Man, thank you for having me here. You know, it's really an honor for me to be here, to be back, making my comeback to the industry. You know, when Proof was killed, that was the emotional, depressing time of my life. Just bouncing back, you know, from the ups and downs of this thing. So to be able to be here right now, to be looking as good as I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying, and you know, looking as good as I look, thank God. You know what I mean? This game beats up people real, real bad. So I'm just grateful to be here, man. I got new music, new movies, new clothes, new shoes. StrikeMoneyClothing.com. I want to tell everybody, please go to StrikeMoneyClothing.com and support, and not just to support me for my brand. I need y'all to support me because we have a real serious situation going on in Flint, Michigan, with the water, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what's going on. And what I'm working to do is build alkaline water stations out there in Flint, all over Michigan, but definitely in Flint, where people can come get alkaline water for free, not have to pay for it. So my brand is going to sponsor this. So it's very, very important. So no, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm grateful to be here.
And when you mentioned the Flint, Michigan water situation, as you already know, of course, I'm here in Canada. I thought that got cleared up years ago, man. I didn't know you guys were still having to endure all that madness out there. Like, what's the situation like? Did the water get any better, or is it still the same as when it was when everything first started?
Oh yeah, well they say it's gotten better. They say they're gonna fix it, but I'm a firm believer that if you wait for the government to do something, then you might wake up in a coffin. So, you know, for that matter alone, man, I think we should police our own communities. I think we should take care of our own communities. I don't think we should trust more or trust much into a system that has already failed us, that continues to fail us, and shows us by you know, by any means necessary that they really don't give a care about our people. You know, and when I say our people, I mean people in general. Like, you know, I'm a human being. So black, white, Chinese, you know, Arab, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from, you're a human being. You believe like me. So I just believe it's just up to us to make a difference in our community and not really trust in what they're talking about, but just make sure that we know that this is going on, and then that way we can sleep good at nighttime.
But Strike, diving into this interview, man, I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far, man. And I have to ask, what originally made you decide to get into the music industry way back in the 90s?
Man, you know what I'm saying, man, we just grew up. I grew up on the east side of Detroit, man, and I still remember when hip-hop hit. You know what I'm saying? I was walking up the street, and I still remember hearing Run DMC, Run's voice, man. It hit me, and I was like, whoa, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And it was hip-hop was like a wave that came through our community, man. It was like everybody was breakdancing. You know, I went upstairs to my boy's house across the street, and his brother was upstairs in the attic, and they had a group, and they used to be dancing all the time, but we never knew what type of dancing they was doing. You know, we just thought they was dancing. And one day, he let us come upstairs, and what I seen changed my whole life. I seen people breakdancing for the first time in my life up front, close. I've never seen nothing like this. People spinning on their head, people windmilling. Right then and there, I fell in love with hip-hop. Right then and there, I knew that hip-hop was going to be a part of me. I started buying magazines, and I was a kid, so, I mean, man, I was stealing the magazines out the store because we couldn't afford the hip-hop rap magazines. You know what I'm saying? So we stealing magazines out the store and putting the posters all up on our wall in our bedroom, you know, looking at people like Big Daddy Kane and just all the rappers and saying, one day, I'm going to be like that.
And also as well, man, you are actually a member of the group titled Mountain Climbaz. I was wondering if you can actually tell us the story behind this group. And of course, how did you guys originally meet and form? Because I got to say, you guys did some tremendous things.
Yeah, man, Mountain Climbaz came after my first group, PMO, which is Poor Man's Orchestra. Shout out to Tall, shout out to Chase, rest in peace to Trick, you know what I'm saying, Pro V, you know what I mean, the whole crew, man. Poor Man's Orchestra was what got me started. That was my crew. Still is to this day for life. We had a band. We opened up for so many people. But then what happened was people started losing their motivation. And I was the youngest one out the crew. And basically the DJ he was like the center of the crew. He was like, man, look, it's just time for you to go do your own thing. These guys, you know, everybody's moving their own way. So I was like, all right, cool. I ended up going on a sales crew, and we was going door to door, selling books and magazines. And this was my way out from Detroit at this time because I'm getting in trouble. I'm going to jail. So my cousin is like, hey, listen, man, we're going to take you out on the road, and we're going to go sell books and magazines. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, but he was like, ain't nothing but rich people out there, and we're going to run into the CEO of Def Jam. Watch. Promise you. He sold me off of that. He was like showing me these pictures they had down there, famous people they run into all the time, going door to door. He was like, look, I'm telling you, we're going to run into some famous people, and you're going to get a record deal. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went out there, and actually this company, it actually taught me everything that I know today. It shaped me, learning self-discipline, responsibility, credibility, money management skills, personal growth, and how to maintain a positive attitude. So out there, I started a crew called the Mountain Climbaz. We was really a sales organization of young people from all across the country. There's people from Philly, there's people from Chicago, there's people from Denver, there's people from all over the United States that was winning on this one crew, and there was about 150 people out there, and we was kicking down. I was like, yo, this is our crew. Our crew is a mountain climber. We climb the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And that was our thing, and it just happened to be some of us that knew how to rap. I was one, a couple other people, you know, we was rapping or whatever. But they wasn't serious about it like I was. So I went back to Detroit, and I was like, man, I'm about to form this group, the Mountain Climbaz. I'm about to get this thing going on. And I ran into journalists. We was working at Technicolor. I came back home and got a job at Technicolor in the warehouse doing the videotapes. Ran into journalists. Journalists knew 4 other rappers. And I was like, yo, let's check them out. Let's see if they dope or not. But it was always me and Jay, the leaders. So then we went and checked out the other rappers, and they was dope. So we formed a group, and from all of my connections with PMO, Poor Man's Orchestra, we was opening up for De La Soul, The Roots, Mos Def, Exhibit. Anybody who was anybody back then, we were opening up for them coming in Detroit. So I had the connections with Mike D, St. Andrews Hall. So I just got my new crew onto the bill, opening up for everybody, and we just started rocking, man.
And I gotta say as well, my favorite record that you guys actually put out was Millennium, the year 2000, man. Maximum Carnage, man. I absolutely loved that record, man. I remember I had myself a copy back in the day.
That's crazy, man. You know what? It's crazy that you say that, because I just looked on the internet, and it was one of my CDs that I own the masters to. Mark Kemp actually had bought the CD out of the store. It was such a classic, and we didn't make so many copies because this was the time the Proof got killed. So the label just kind of stopped. I kind of stopped. Everything just kind of stopped, right? So I got this album, and I got Method Man on it. I got Proof, Bizarre, Royce the 5'9" on it, and it was selling overseas for $530 for the whole CD. Man, it was crazy. and somebody screenshotted it and sent it to me. I thought the guy was making copies of my CD. You know, it was not going to be good for him, but that wasn't the case. Shout out to Mark Kemp. Mark Kemp is my man. He wants to do some great things with me as far as distribution of the music, because the mountain climbers never really got their fair shake as far as getting the music out to the world. You know, overseas people are going to bootleg it and stuff like that. That's just going to happen. You know, nothing you can really stop about that. But here in America, they bootleg it. So, but we built a great fan base. So I'm getting ready to re-release everything that never really got that real big break, that light of day. So stuff like Maximum Carnage that you love, other records that people love, Rap Game that people love, Four Horsemen with me, Royce Proof, and Bizarre. I'm getting ready to release all of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be crazy.
And I remember as well with Maximum Carnage, man. You actually had a phenomenal producer actually on that record by ex-government agent, man. I got to say, such a phenomenal producer. I couldn't believe the news when I actually heard he passed away last year.
Yeah, man, that was really, ex-gov was really, he was dangerous, man. Because he was the first person that I knew as a Kanye West, right? He could rap and do production, and the production he was doing was just, it was so ill. It was so like the RZA, Wu-Tang, but so Detroitish. JD, like, you know, right in that JD pocket. You know what I mean? And then when he rapped, whoosh, when ex-Gov used to rap, he used to make me go back and sharpen up my pencil and, you know what I'm saying, and go back and pen it harder, because he used to come with it so crazy. So yeah, man, rest in peace to ex-Gov. Definitely miss him, man.
And also, before we move off the topic of the mountain climbers and whatnot, I do know that you did a great amount of work with the late great Proof, and I do know, unfortunately, this generation might not know a lot about Proof. So I was wondering if you could actually tell us a bit more about Proof, and of course, what was one of your most fondest memories you shared with the late great legendary MC?
Man, well, first of all, let's just say this about Proof. Proof was the mayor of Detroit hip-hop. He won Source Battle Awards. He was the guy that everybody wanted to be like. He was the guy that everybody wanted to be around. You know, he was just that, you know what I mean? It was just like watching somebody come from your city and just, you know, moving up to different levels of the rap game. You know, it was just amazing to see. And then his love that he had for the city and everybody around, you know what I mean? That I think that was the thing that everybody loved. It was the fact that you had this guy who had all these accolades. He was so loved, you know what I mean? He was so cheered and saluted around the world, but he was humble. He was cool to everybody. He would feed everybody. You know what I'm saying? He would look out for everybody. You know, so I think I got so many memories with Proof, man. I got so many memories with him, man. But one of the biggest memories I think I got with him is when I came home from prison, right? I came home, and Proof had picked me up, and he threw an envelope on my lap. I was his first artist signed. He threw an envelope on my lap. The envelope had some money in it, had a couple thousand in it. And he was like, "Welcome home." And I was like, "Man, thank you. You know I need this." And he was like, "That ain't nothing compared to what you really got." I said, "What do I really got?" He said, "I know you got some money with Universal because I have some money with them, right?" And that's when he let me know that I had $50,000 sitting from my residual check from Universal, from the 8 Mile movie. He's like, "Yo, you got to call the trust department and get your money." You know what I'm saying? Because you got money up there. And lo and behold, I called Universal and got to the trust department, and they had actually 2 checks up there waiting on me. And the total of the check was $75,000 all in total. Crazy.
Hey, I got to say, you know, that's definitely a great coming home gift, man. It's not every day you come out, you know, of the clink and actually have $75,000, man.
Yeah, man, that was like, you know, I was fresh out. You know what I mean? Man, it was a phenomenal time. You know, Proof was alive. We just believed that everything was gonna go well with Eminem and the label, and You know, I guess one of the hardest things that hit me was the fact that when Proof walked in and said, "Yo, we're not doing a label deal with Shady. We're going, you know, other routes." That crushed me. You know what I'm saying? Because I always had the thing of Iron Fist / Shady Records. I actually pushed that brand. And when it didn't happen, I was just like, you know, I started to understand the politics of what was going on over Shady Records and everything. Even though to this day, I still got a lot of love for Eminem. Even to this day, like, a lot of people don't know, I caught a case, and it was attempt murder, felony firearm. It was really some BS. You know, me and the guy got into a fight and got in a shootout in his house. And this guy was supposed to be like some guy from the street, and he went to the police and told the police. And I ended up getting arrested, and I had a bond for $10,000. And Proof, you know, I called Proof up. I'm like, "Yo, I need you to go get the bond, get me out." And he was like, "I just bought the house on 26 Mile Road." And I was like, "And go get it from Eminem." And I said it just like that. It was crazy, right? Because I mean, M is, you know, M. He's a pop star. He's rich. What's 10,000 to M? You know what I mean? That was my thought. I'm locked up. I'm trying to get up out of there. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." He called him up. And gave him 10 grand. Bam, I was out. And for that reason, to this day, you know what I'm saying? No matter how mad I've been over politics with the label and all of that, I still love and respect Eminem to this day. I will always love and respect Eminem to this day for him bonding me out, for him spending that money. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to get my kid's father out of jail. He didn't have to do that at all. At all. At all. I'm recording this, so please watch my sound. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on this interview over in Canada right now. Yeah, so, you know, M really, really looked out for me and my family. And always had love for me. Like, really, like, when I was out, I came home, like, I would call Shady Records. They would make sure I got all the Shady apparel. Any concerts that was going on, my people got first-class tickets, VIP to everything. And it has always been like that way.
And also, as well, another group that you were actually a part of that I have to bring up, because I feel a lot of individuals might not know about this group, but you were also a part of the group titled Lab Animals as well, based out of the one and only Detroit, Michigan. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about the group that we know as Lab Animals.
Man, Lab Animals was a crew that was about having Man, Lab Animals was every ill artist in Detroit. Shout out to my man Cricket. He's out here in Atlanta right now, directing Cricket. Shout out to Cricket doing this thing. That's actually family too. But Cricket and Getty, they had a studio, and everybody who was anybody used to come to the studio. I'm talking about everybody that was hot in Detroit, from Obi Trice, Jimmy Bango, to, you know, I mean, everybody who was popping, they was at the studio, right? It's what, I guess you got Heaven Studio in Detroit right now. Everybody's like up there. Well, this is way before Heavens. Like, this is way before Heavens. Like, this was actually the first Heavens in Detroit, right? And it wasn't none of that fresh fly look, you know, coming in the studio and all of that. It was in a living room. It was grimy. It was an MP ARS-10. I mean, it was an MP 2000, and a couple other keyboards. I remember a Triton, and it was right there. The mic was right there. This is the first time that I understood that you didn't need an actual booth to go in the studio to record. That you can actually record right there next to the MP3 and really kill it. And this is exactly what happened, man. Lab Animals was and still is to this day, because I just talked to Quick, and I was like, yo, I'm doing that project again. I'm doing the Lab Animals project, and I'm going to get everybody from that era and the new era of Detroit, because I'm connected with all the new people, from the Sada Babies to the Payrolls to the Icewear Bezos. You know, anybody that's cracking right now, you know what I mean, we've been able to be a bridge between that era and the new era. So I definitely want to bring back the Lab Animals project. Lab Animals was the illest thing ever, man. When I tell you, man, like everybody, you could walk over there, man, and there's no telling who would be up in there. And you would get a song with people who you probably never could get a song with because, you know, they were there. You know what I mean? Like me and Guilty got a song together, and we're from two different rap groups. You know what I'm saying? He's Almighty Dreadnought. I'm the Mountain Climbers. But together we're in this crew called Lab Animals. You know what I mean? So now we're able to get songs from each other when we couldn't probably ever be able to work with each other because our crews was just too busy.
And also as well, man, I gotta say, the one album that you guys actually put out, which far as I know is the only one, unfortunately, is actually Let the Animals Out. I have to ask, what actually made you guys decide to only put out one record and not do a follow-up?
It was the group. It was the group. It was internal issues with the group. Just people getting older, having growing pains. People wanted to do their own solo projects. People forgot about the unity and the beauty that made us who we were. And journalist started to go on his spiritual guide where he was, you know, we're all Muslim, but he was getting closer and closer to his faith and his deen. So maybe at that time, you know, we were still partying and hanging out and doing stuff that he was probably looking, you know, at like, yo, I don't want to be around this no more. I don't want to be around weed and girls and all that. So we started to go through a real life growth process with our group. You know what I mean? And that was the thing that made people go their own way. Initially, at the end, I think the situation with Diesel Don kind of really messed up everybody. D kind of flipped on us when we had our situation. It was crazy, you know, over a phone call, he kind of flipped on us. And I remember riding back with the animal chief, and he was just like, basically, we don't have to do this on ourselves. We got to raise up our money. And when we got home, everybody kind of was like in their own world. Like they was like, yo, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. But nobody really knew anybody. I was still that person that kind of knew everybody. So, you know, I just kind of backed off of people, let them do their thing. I was in the studio. I put out the Free World project, and I had them come in, you know, the mountain climbers. I was still, you know, obviously we still cool with each other. So I had everybody come in, get a verse on the project to show the unity, and we got to moving like that. But it's crazy because journalists ended up doing a deal with a label, but he never reached back to give me a verse. And then later on, I found out what he said was the label didn't want to do it or whatever. I don't know, some bunch of, you know, I don't want to cuss on air, but it was some BS if you ask me.
I gotta say though as well, we're actually completely uncensored, so you know what I mean? Definitely speak your mind.
Yeah, well that was some bullshit. Journalist, that was some bullshit. You should have stuck up for me like I would have stuck up for you. But hey, that's why we different, right? I get it. Anyway.
But also
no love lost.
But also as well, man, in the year 2002, you actually, as we already know, you portrayed Lyckety-Splyt in the motion picture movie 8 Mile. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind Lyckety-Splyt, and of course, how did that opportunity originally arise for you?
Wow, crazy story, right? So, at this time now, journalist, the same guy I'm talking about, fucking supposed to come get me for fucking court, and he comes late. Well, this is the crazy shit, right? We finally get down there to my court, and fucking my lawyer comes out and he's like, "Yo, where were you? I could have got the shit thrown out. The guy didn't show up. You're late. I can't walk you in there. They just put a warrant out on me." And I said, "What?" And I looked at journalists. I said, "Man, get the fuck out of here. You see that? You just made me late. Now I got a warrant out on me again." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I can't turn myself in. I don't have no more money to bond myself out. Him just, you know what I'm saying, bonded me out. I was like, what? Like literally, he just fucked me because he was sleeping. Seriously, this is a real true story, right? I'm calling him, yo, where you at? No, I got to get down and get to court. And when he finally came, you know what I'm saying, I got down there late. So, I'm on the run now. I ain't turning myself in. I'm on the run. I'm like, fuck that. They got me. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I'm just like, man, this is some real stupid shit. Like, I don't have loyal friends now. You know what I mean? This is what I'm thinking, right? Every time they need something, they can call on me, whether it's buying a new refrigerator, whatever it is. I'm there for my crew. I'm making sure that they got it. So I wasn't getting the same thing in return. So I remember seeing an advertisement on a commercial one day for the Untitled Detroit Project, Eminem's movie. So me personally, I was like, oh, that's dope. And I looked over at my wife and I was like, that's going to be a dope movie right there. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be really, really dope. I was like, I'll probably get a little role there. Like, and I just really said it like that. I was like, I'll probably get a little role there, maybe an extra. You know what I mean? Like, nothing big. Nothing big. I didn't think nothing like that. So later on, like maybe 2 weeks later, me and my manager, we actually sitting out in front of my house, and he's like, "Yo, man, let's go out to the hip hop spot." And we was really tired of going. Like it got to a point where we had done everything that we could do in Detroit, and there was nothing else that we could. You know what I mean? Like we've done everything. So he was like, man, let's go. And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. We went over there to the spot. And when we went over there, mind you, I'm on the run now still. I'm on the run. My face is on TV. They're looking for me. And we see these white people out there that looks like detectives. We're like, damn, they look like detectives. So my manager, my ex-manager, Mello, salute to Mello. I don't know where Mello's at right now, but salute to Mello and his family, his mother. I still got a lot of love and respect for them. Mello says, hey, listen, if it's the police and they try to grab you, I'm going to start shooting. And then you just run. And that was our thing, right? We were crazy, right? We were like, all right, cool. So I'm getting out the car, I'm walking up to the door, and the lady walks up to me, who would become to be Molly Finn. Rest in peace to Molly Finn, right? She walks up to me and she hands me this card that says Untitled Detroit Project, casting. And I look at the card and I go, oh, you talking about Eminem's movie? She goes, yeah. I go, yeah, I know Em, I know Paul, I know all those guys. She goes, those are my guys. She goes, yeah? I go, yeah, I go, yeah, I'm Strike Money. She goes, Strike? We've been looking for you. We've heard nothing but great things about you. We want to get you in for this role. We want you to try this role out. And I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I didn't think too big of it. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool. You know, maybe she heard something good from Paul or Proof or somebody. I don't know. Whatever. I didn't take it as nothing, you know, big. The next day, I go up there, and the casting has a long line all the way around the building, all the way down the block, all the way across the street, across Jefferson. And I was like, what the hell? But the ironic thing about that line is everybody that was in that line was for one person named Lyckety-Splyt. All of them were. And here I come, you know what I'm saying, and they just marshal me up to the front. I'm not waiting in the line. Everybody's like, and everybody, I know everybody in the line. So they're like, yo, Strike, where you going? Where you going, Strike? Hey, Strike, where you going? Where you going? And I was like, I don't know, guys. I'm going in. I'm going up here. They want me to come in. And everybody's like, damn. All right, so they give me this script. I get inside. They give me the script. And the script that they give me was the scene when I jump in the car. And mind you, there's no car right there. They give me the script, and I say I got to jump on the car and listen up. Leaders of the free world and the mother at the house. You know what I'm saying? And boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, fuck, ain't no car here. It's my first time acting. First movie. I'm a natural. This is what I tell myself. I said, man, you're a fucking natural killer. Act like there's a car here. That was the best thing I could have did, right? I act like there was a car there. I jumped in the thin air like I was on top of a car, and I did my line. Listen up, motherfuckers. Leaders of the free world in the motherfucking house. Me and Papa Doc will battle any of you motherfuckers, right? And she looks at me. She goes, wow. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to call you. That was it. 2 weeks later, I didn't get a phone call. I was like, oh, man, they probably got somebody better. I started thinking about other rappers that I knew that I wasn't equivalent as good as, you know what I mean? Because you know other people that got better bars than you. That would be like me saying I'm better than Nas and when I was, even right now. You know what I mean? It's like, I would never say I'm better than Nas, ever. You know what I mean? So I started thinking like, damn, we're probably going to get Nas to do it, or Jay Hill to do it, or Super MC to do it, or, you know, all these different people that, you know, Royce the 5'9", you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking they probably going to get this person to do it, that person to do it, whatever. Okay, cool. 2 weeks later, I get a call. Says the director wants to meet you on set. I said, all right, cool. So I go over there on set, and he says, all right, do the lines again. And I go, fuck, again? No car here again? So I act like I jumped on the car again in front of the director. I do my line. The director don't say shit. He looks at me with this faint-ass look as if I fucked up and he don't want me. He's just looking at me, and I was like, what? Did I do something wrong? I cut my hair. You need me to, what you want me to do with my hair? Whatever you need me to do, I'm down. He just turns around. The producer turns around. But then the producer turns back around and gives me 2 thumbs up. He goes, great fucking job. And I go, oh, shit. I might got this shit. About another week goes by. I don't hear anything. Another week goes by. I don't hear nothing else. So I was like, man, I didn't get it. And then about 3 o'clock in the morning, my ex-manager knocks on my door. And mind you, I'm on the run. So he's knocking on my door. I'm thinking the feds is at my door and shit. So I'm getting ready to run out the back door or whatever. And I finally realize it's him. And he's yelling and screaming. He's like, yo, give me your fucking autograph. Give me your fucking autograph. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean give me your fucking autograph? I was like, dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Cut the fucking shenanigans. What the fuck is wrong with you? And he hands me this big-ass fucking, like a binder. 300 pages. It was the whole script for the movie 8 Mile. He sent him the whole fucking script. And he goes, look in there, and everywhere you highlight it, everywhere you see highlighted, that's you. And I go, what? He goes, you got the fucking role. You're playing Lyckety-Splyt. I said, shut up. And we got to looking, and I'm like, damn, I'm not, I'm thinking I'm gonna be in there 1 time, 2 times, 3 times the charm, right? It's like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. I'm like, holy shit, I'm really in this thing. And then the ultimate thing was when it got to the rap, there was a note that said, Paul Rosenberg wants you to write your own rap for the battle rap. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. So the first rap I did, they made me rewrite it. This is true story. This is true story, no cap. M did not have a response for it. Didn't have a response for it. I'm not saying I'm better than Eminem or nothing like that. I'm just saying that I got a chance to battle what was, pound for pound, we all know to be the best rapper in the world. Do you think I was going to let him get off easy? Fuck no. I gave him everything because I come from battle rap too. You know what I'm saying? But I was always going away. So I never got a chance to make a name for myself in Detroit like Swifty McVeigh and Buzz, rest in peace to Buzz, and all the other rappers were doing. But I come from now light. So, man, when I got a chance to give it to M, listen, that first battle rap I gave to them, they made me rewrite the whole damn thing. That's the true story.
And I have to ask, man, when they actually said they made you rewrite it, did they like was your second was your second freestyle, was it completely different, or did they let you keep a few things from the original?
Completely different. I had to water it down. Definitely. I had to bring it down because, and mind you, it was still hard when I went at him. You know what I'm saying? But I had to bring it all the way down because the first one was. I don't even remember it. That's crazy. I wish I would have. But the first one was definitely, I'm here to take off your head. You're not going to beat this battle. I'm going to make you think really, really hard on your comeback to these bars I'm about to get me. And obviously, we know M is he's a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? And my whole goal was to make him work for it. You know what I'm saying? And Paul Rosenberg, they was like, look, man, you got to dumb this down, water it down. He doesn't have a response for this, what you told him. And that was out of respect, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's dope. Okay, so let me water it down a little bit, but still, you know what I'm saying? He was like, still come at him, but, kind of bring it down a little bit. And I was like, all right, cool. So that's exactly what I did. I changed it up, completely different. And we actually sat in the room, me and M sat next to each other as I was right. I would tell him, like the pattern of the flow or whatever, and then, he would come back with his rebuttal on certain lines, and he would, it was funny because we was in the room talking, and he kind of made this comment like, if I remember properly, like we talked about a couple things. We talked about E-Dub, somebody else from Detroit, and then he kind of made a comment like, "Don't take it personal." I thought that was dope.
The one part in your verse, man, that's actually in the movie that always cracked me up, man, when you actually said "left stupid" like Tina Turner when she got smacked up. Every single time, man, I bust laughing when you actually bust that line.
Yeah, man, I was just trying to, go at him and shake his cage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was crazy.
But also as well, man, I jumping ahead, to like just this year, man, January 5th, you actually released the phenomenal single titled "Pop My Shit" that I actually have locked and loaded right here to actually be played on the FM dial momentarily after this interview. But I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this single, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream it today if we haven't already done so?
Definitely, you can go on Apple Music, guys. Everybody go to Apple Music and go to Spotify Music. It's on all streaming platforms. It's rocking. And Pop My Shit basically was me coming back to the industry and me doing all of the things that I've been doing behind the scenes, as far as with my clothing line, my shoe line, my TV show, Ace is High. I got a situation with Ice-T. Shout out to Ice-T. Shout out to Tone Trump, everybody over there. I just filmed 3 episodes here in Atlanta, Georgia, a TV show called Ace is High. Extremely crazy gangster mafia TV show. You guys are gonna love it. I'm praying that somebody like HBO, it's gonna be something really, really big. It's hot. I directed, I wrote it. My first directing debut. It's beautiful. So again, Pop My Shit was just me coming out, speaking up about all the things, being behind the scenes, executive producing Tone Trump's project, label deals with Sony, Rock Nation, partner deals with CeeLo Green. It was like, I've been on the low for a while, not saying nothing. Obviously my Instagram talk, but being in the background for so long, you know what I mean? Now it's time for me to come out, and I'm gonna pop my shit. I'm gonna talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming out with some of the freshest new talent. You know what I'm saying? And basically it's saying I deserve to have what I got going on and everything that I'm about to receive because I put in the work for it.
And also as well, I actually read that via Instagram yesterday, you actually announced that you have a brand new song dropping soon titled "Hold Up," featuring the one and only Method Man of the Wu-Tang Clan. I was wondering, what can our listeners actually expect from this particular joint? And of course, what is the anticipated release date?
Okay, so I'm going to release this joint in like 2 weeks. It's going up. 2 weeks from now, it's going up, guys. It's a crazy record that I've had for a while. It was on the Mountain Climbers project that we put out. One of the projects we put out with Iron Fist, we didn't press too many copies up. And then I re-released it on the Free World. Didn't press too many copies up. Again, this was right after Proof got killed. Me being his best friend. That was probably one of the most depressing times I've ever been through. Mental illness is real. That's all I could tell people. Losing a great friend like him did something to me. So just popping back after that, and then, looking back into my file, because shout out to DJ Butter. He respectfully helped me regain, like, just all my masters of all the old music, stuff that gave me probably, back then when I walked away from things, it was probably a thorn in my side, but now it's roses. And he was just like, yo, man, I'm going to make sure that you get all your masters, everything, we get everything back. When I got everything back, I started going through all these records that I got that never really was promoted, because we all know to do this music, you need money to promote yourself. You need money to buy ads. You need money for marketing. You need money for advertisement, for commercials. You need money. So we was a hip-hop group, the Mountain Climbers, but we were poor. You know what I mean? We didn't have money like that. You know what I mean? We thought we did, but we didn't. That was the truth. You know what I mean? we were really just hustling and selling CDs. I brought that guerrilla warfare to the game with us pressing up our own CDs and selling them after our shows. I would tell the crew, listen, after we rock this stage, as soon as we get off this stage, hit the crowd with our CDs and go sell them. And we made money, doing it that way. But at the end of the day, we wasn't smart enough to understand that we needed to advertise ourselves in order to promote ourselves. You know what I mean? So now, looking at these records that I got, a lot of them timeless music, and I'm like, yo, we got money now. We got money to promote this stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Let the world hear it. Let the world hear your lost files. So I got a project called, Strike Money Lost Files. I might call it the Lost Files of the Mountain Climbers or Mountain Climbers Lost Files, and then just start putting out stuff that people have got a chance to witness back in the days, and then some stuff that I was listening to some records that we made that people have never ever heard. It's a record called Blank Out with me, Animal Chief, and journalist. By far, one of the most. We were that radical Wu-Tang. In fact, Method Man made me a Wu-Tang member. So shout out to Method Man. I opened up for Wu-Tang. He had me on the Def Jam tour. Seven, his manager, my man, took care of us on the road. Again, we didn't have money. We were just following the tour bus, sleeping in our car. He gave us money so that we could go up in a hotel, take a shower, rest well. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of love, man, a lot of great people around me during this whole journey. So now, where I'm at right now, comfortably, I'm able to, do this at a level where I'm able to be, feel good about everything that I'm doing. Looking at the situation with proof, I had to tell my family, like, yo, it's not my fault. And it was like, yeah, we know it's not your fault, but it's like, you hold that as a friend. I was always like, man, if I was at that club that night, it wouldn't happen that way. So I had to get past that, blaming myself for what happened to him, because it really wasn't my fault at all. I just wish I could have been there to help protect him. But who knows? I probably would have ended up being in the same shoes. Who knows? So I just thank God that I'm here. I'm clear. I'm focused. I'm probably the most focused I've ever been in my whole life. I feel great, better than I've ever felt in my whole life. I look better than my competition. I feel better than my competition. You know what I'm saying? 2 wives up in the crib doing good. You know what I mean? They ain't rocking with me. They ain't rocking. They ain't doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I say that humbly still. As being an artist, we got to be confident and cocky. So I stay away from the arrogance. But, staying confident is definitely the motto around.
And Strike as well, as you mentioned, you have that album coming with the unreleased archive files. You have the TV show that you're currently working on and doing right now. I have to ask, is there anything we happen to miss during this broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
No doubt. Definitely the biggest thing that I want to promote is the Strike Money Clothing, StrikeMoneyClothing.com, and 729cosmetics.com. All the ladies that's listening, all the guys that's listening, I am a private backer, private investor into this cosmetic company called 729 Cosmetics. It is my wife's cosmetic line, Miss Yella, the young lady that's on the CD, the Pop My Shit record. The first girl that y'all hear that's killing the wave. The first girl y'all gonna hear tonight that's killing the wave tonight, Miss Yella. She has her own cosmetic line, 729cosmetics.com. 729cosmetics.com. Get familiar with it. The best lip gloss in the world. I'm not just saying it. The ladies are saying it. They love it. She can't keep it. She always selling out. 729cosmetics.com. And definitely, y'all, StrikeMoneyClothing.com. We are the face of the streets. Everybody loves this brand, man. Everybody loves the colors. Everybody loves the shoes. Even more than that, just, the Chinese letters with it stands prosperity and blessings. We didn't want to do the skull and, death on the T-shirts and death on the jogging suits and, just evil stuff. We wanted to give something a breath of fresh air. I got my first video drop from Ice-T. The world will see it very, very soon. I have people like 50 Cent, Young Thug, man, the list goes on and on, man, of people who are ready who give me their sizes, who are going to rock the Strike Money clothing. You're going to see it on all type of faces. You're seeing it right now. If you haven't seen it, people from all nationalities are rocking this stuff, man. Right now as we speak, man, this is just a beautiful thing. So StrikeMoneyClothing.com, the new album coming real soon. My solo album, Strike Money, the real Strike Money, is coming real soon. Lost Files of the Mountain Clowns coming. And we just push it, man. StrikeMoneyClothing.com. And I'm going to have my stuff, my album, and my projects are going to be on my site. I will not be releasing them on any Apples, any iTunes, no Spotify. The new music will be available only on StrikeMoneyClothing.com. It's time for us to take back our ownership. It's time for us to take back our lives in hip-hop. These record labels are screwing people over, taking their money, leaving people without their masters. I don't want to be that way, so I'm going to take it back to the old school. You're going to come to my site, and you're going to get the music if you want to get it.
And also as well, Strike, this is the time quickly in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give, like, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, but most of all, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Strike Money if they're not already doing so.
Yes, definitely. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. It's Strike Money with the number 1 behind it. That means the real one, the real leader, number 1. Strike Money with the number 1 behind it. That is my carrier on Instagram. Strike Cash on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, there's so many damn sites that we got going on everything is Strike Money 1. Strike Money 1, Strike Money 1, Strike Money 1. Shout outs to my team, Millie, I love you, Miss Yella, DJ Butter, for always, you know what I'm saying, making some things happen. Shout out to you guys out there in Canada at the radio station, DJ Immortal, the whole team out there. Man, so many people, man. My man Sam, Truth City, Mike D, my people here in Atlanta, Georgia, the Strike Money Squad. Just everybody who's been rocking with me. My man Dirty Bird, my man, Lord knows they're going to kill me, man. Just everybody out there on the West Coast, everybody worldwide, man. I love everybody, man. I'm rocking with everybody, man. I appreciate everybody for doing it. All my supporters, everybody who's bought the Strike Money clothing brand, all the people, all the celebrities who are going to wear the clothes. Fly Guy DC for the biggest radio drop he's done for me, my biggest radio video drop. Ice-T, shout out to Ice-T. And shout out to, my family and everybody who's supporting the Strike Money brand in itself. I thank you. I'm appreciative, and I got more to come, y'all. I will not stop.
And I gotta say first and foremost, man, quickly before we actually part ways, I gotta say thank you so much for years of monumental music, man. Like I told you at the beginning of the interview, I've been a fan since I was young, and I'm still a fan today, man. So thank you for defining, not only my listenership throughout the years, but also millions of individuals worldwide, man. Truthfully, you are a East Coast legend, man, and I'm definitely looking forward to what comes next from the one and only Strike Money.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Those words right there, man, are priceless, and I really, really appreciate that. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome, man. Definitely have yourself a wonderful night, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
No doubt, man. Definitely with all the new stuff that we got coming, man, I'll definitely be back, man. No doubt. And next time we can do it in person.
Hey, man, that definitely sounds like a plan, man. I'm pretty sure the listeners will definitely enjoy that as well.
No doubt. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, everybody. I love everybody. I appreciate everybody. And let's stay tuned with each other.
Most definitely. Thank you so much again, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Yes, sir, you too.